The third season of the American ABC fantasy drama Once Upon a Time was announced on May 10, 2013. Executive producers Adam Horowitz and Edward Kitsis also noted that the season would be split into 2 volumes, with the first premiering on September 29, 2013 throughout autumn, and the second beginning March 9, 2014 through spring. The first volume's plot revolved around the main characters traveling to Neverland from Storybrooke to retrieve a kidnapped Henry Mills from the possession of Peter Pan. After successfully retrieving Henry, the characters returned to Storybrooke, only to be returned to their original worlds following Pan's new curse, leaving Emma Swan and Henry to escape to New York City. The second plot will follow the characters' past journey in the Enchanted Forest and how they were brought back to Storybrooke by the Wicked Witch of the West, while also documenting Emma's mission to break the new curse and save her family. New characters introduced in the season include the main antagonists of the 2 volumes, Peter Pan and the Wicked Witch of the West, in addition to Tinker Bell, Ariel, Prince Eric, Ursula, Rapunzel, Lumiere, the Wizard of Oz, Glinda the Good Witch, the Good Witch of the North, the Witch of the East, Dorothy Gale, Blackbeard, and Elsa, the Snow Queen. The season premiere was watched by 8.52 million viewers, achieving an adult 18 to 49 rating share of 2.6/7. The mid-season finale received critical acclaim from critics, with many praising the episode's ending, Mr. Gold's fate, and the flash-forward technique used. The spring premiere brought in the highest viewing figures since the season's second episode, earning the highest weekly viewership rank for the series since the second episode of the second season in October 2012. The episode was met with positive reviews, with critics complimenting the unpredictable nature of the new storylines created by the writers and producers. The 2-hour season finale was watched by 6.8 million viewers, with an adult rating share of 2.3/7, becoming the least viewed season finale yet, despite the improved ratings. On May 8, 2014, the series was renewed for a 4th season, which will premiere in fall 2014. Plot: in Neverland, Henry Mills is taken by Greg Mendel and Tamara through the jungle, only for his captorers to be killed, leaving him to flee from the real home office, the Lost Boys. Henry teams up with a fellow runaway, who later reveals to Henry that he is in fact Peter Pan and wants Henry as he owns the heart of the truest believer. With help from the Lost Boys, Pan keeps Henry away from his family, playing games with them and attempting to brainwash Henry into believing that he is the only one to save magic in Neverland. Simultaneously, Emma Swan, Mary Margaret Blanchard, David Nolan, Regina Mills, Mr. Gold, and Captain Killian Hook Jones successfully arrive in Neverland, though Gold leaves the party to search for Henry on the island himself. Emma elects to lead the crew on a direct assault route, declaring that they must believe in each other in order for them to succeed in Neverland. They later track down Tinker Bell, who reluctantly agrees to help them, after making up with Regina following their past experiences. David keeps his secret of being struck by a dream shade-infused arrow from the rest of the group, in order to stay focused on their mission to save Henry. Meanwhile, Neil Cassidy awakens in the Enchanted Forest, being tended to by Princess Aurora, Prince Philip, and Mulan. It is later revealed that Mulan has romantic feelings for Aurora, though she does not tell Aurora of her feelings, instead deciding to join Robin Hood's group of merry men when Aurora reveals that she is expecting a baby with Philip. With further assistance from Hood, Neil manages to use Pan's shadow to travel to Neverland and locate Emma, though he is captured by Pan. Emma, her parents and Hook later retrieve Neil from the Echo Caves upon revealing their darkest secrets. Hook reveals his true love for Emma, Mary Margaret confesses to wanting another baby once back in Storybrooke, David reveals his injury, and Emma tells Neil that she wished he was really dead as she did not want to revisit all of the pain she had been through of losing him again. The group then capture Pan's shadow in Dark Hollow, while Henry accepts Pan's challenge of saving magic at Skull Rock. Rumpelstiltskin summons his own shadow in an effort to bury his dagger and hide it from others. An illusion of Belle regularly visits him in the jungle, though it is later revealed she is Pan's shadow in disguise attempting to steer Rumpelstiltskin from his mission. He then collaborates with Regina, summoning the mermaid Ariel to retrieve Pandora's box from Gold's shop in Storybrooke. After Belle protects Storybrooke with a barrier spell, she successfully sends Ariel back with the item, following their misunderstanding with John and Michael Darling, who were enlisted by Pan to do everything he says, otherwise he will harm their sister Wendy. Rumpelstiltskin and Regina later rejoin the rest of the group, though they doubt his true intentions after he reveals the prophecy of Henry being his undoing. To prove himself, Rumpelstiltskin travels to Skull Rock to confront Pan, who is shown to be a younger version of his father Malcolm, who abandoned him in Neverland years ago. Instead of capturing Pan in Pandora's box, Rumpelstiltskin is placed inside by Pan, who then tricks Henry into giving him his heart from his body. The group then set about to save him, with Regina retrieving his heart and resurrecting him. Rumpelstiltskin is released by Neil, then trapping Pan inside the box instead after he discovers him attempting to rip Henry's shadow. The residents of Neverland all aboard the Jolly Roger and travel home to Storybrooke, using Pan's shadow to fly the ship. However, Pan has secretly inhabited Henry's body after switching before being trapped. Pan plays games with the residents, temporarily killing Mother Superior by unleashing his shadow. Rumpelstiltskin gives David an antidote for his dream shade poisoning, which successfully cures him. After Emma believes that Henry is not himself, she demands that Gold opens Pandora's box to confront Pan. After sharing intimate details of their relationship, Henry is welcomed by his family once more, while Pan steals Regina's original curse, using Felix's heart to enact it. The residents prepare to fight back. Tinker Bell successfully destroys Pan's shadow, reviving Mother Superior, who gives them the Black Fairy's wand to return Pan and Henry to their correct bodies. Regina falls unconscious upon touching the curse's scroll and seeing what needs to be done. Pan awakens and removes Rumpelstiltskin's magic, seeking out the town's residents to kill them. However, Rumpelstiltskin confronts Pan and summons his own shadow from Neverland with his dagger. Finally ready for redemption, he stabs both himself and Pan, sacrificing them to prevent his curse. The distraught others are then informed by Regina that she must undo her original curse that will return everyone to their original worlds. In order to do so, she must give Henry up as he was born in the real world. She selflessly enlists Emma to take care of him, giving the two new memories that erase the events following the curse's enactment. As the two bid farewell, the curse takes hold and engulfs the town, while Emma and Henry flee. Back in the Enchanted Forest, the characters attempt to work together to restore their realm. Regina struggles to come to terms with the loss of Henry, removing her heart and producing a sleeping curse for herself. Though Mary Margaret and Robin Hood persuade her to move forward, Hood and Regina strike a strong friendship, unaware that they are each other's true love. She later takes back her castle, finding the Wicked Witch of the West inside, who reveals to Regina that she is her older half-sister as she is the daughter of Cora. She explains her backstory of how Cora abandoned her, sending her to Oz, and how she seeks to take everything that she never had away from Regina. Neil and Belle travel to Rumpelstiltskin's castle and are located to the Dark One's vault by a candle man named Lumiere. Neil unlocks the vault, resurrecting Rumpelstiltskin but killing himself. Before he dies, Rumpelstiltskin takes his body and merges it with his own. Hook departs the group to return to his pirate life, but struggles with the loss of the Jolly Roger. He is later informed by Ariel that the ship was stolen by fellow pirate Blackbeard. Following a duel, Hook kills Blackbeard and reclaims the Jolly Roger, while Ariel discovers that her missing love Prince Eric had been kidnapped and taken to Hangman's Island. She later manages to find him and the two live happily together. In the Enchanted Forest, Zelena gets closer to Snow's unborn baby and informs her that she will get it. Eager to find a way to stop Zelena, Snow and David seek help from Glinda the Good Witch, who informs them that light magic can defeat Zelena. Understanding this to be a reference to Emma, David sacrifices his heart to Snow, who reluctantly crashes it to create a new curse. Zelena appears and adds a memory spell to the curse that removes everyone's memories of the past year in the Enchanted Forest. Shortly afterwards, Snow instructs Regina to take her heart, split it in half and give half to Snow and half to David, and David awakens before the curse is fully enacted. Unbeknownst to Zelena, who gives Rumpelstiltskin a memory potion to keep his memories intact. Neil temporarily removes himself from his father's body and sends the potion to Hook so that he can bring Emma back to Storybrooke. 1 year after the enactment of Pan's curse, Emma and Henry are shown living a happy life in New York City. However, Hook arrives at their apartment to the confusion of Emma, who does not remember him. He attempts to make Emma believe, insisting that her family is in danger, though she at first ignores him. He eventually manages to persuade Emma to return to Storybrooke after she drinks a potion that restores her memories. In turn, she turns down her boyfriend of 8 months Walsh's marriage proposal. Walsh reveals his true intentions, transforming into a flying monkey and attempting to attack Emma, though she fights him off. In a flashback, it is revealed that the Wicked Witch of the West transformed Walsh from the Wizard of Oz into the creature after he could not change her troubled past. Returning to Storybrooke, Emma reunites with her parents, who reveal they are expecting a baby, though they have no memory of how they were transported back to the town and who is responsible. The residents then team up to discover the identity of the curse's creator. When inhabitants are reported missing and begin transforming into flying monkeys, they soon realize that the Wicked Witch of the West is the culprit, who is known as Lena in the town. She plots to get closer to Mary Margaret's baby by becoming her midwife, whilst the revelation of Mr. Gold's resurrection is revealed as she holds him prisoner in an underground cellar in the town. She steals a nitroot plant and uses it to take David's courage after he is attacked by a doppelganger. At the same time, Regina begins to see Henry again, though his lost memories mean he does not remember her. When Regina begins to spend more time with Robin Hood, she realizes he is her true love after noticing his lion tattoo that was mentioned by Tinker Bell. Though initially scared of this revelation, she gives Hood her heart to prevent Selena from destroying her. The two eventually begin a romantic relationship. Emma finds Neil, after he is initially nowhere to be found, only to find that he is trapped within Mr. Gold, thus causing him to lose his mind. Neil asks for Emma to separate him from Mr. Gold to defeat the Wicked Witch, even though he will die. She reluctantly agrees. Belle later learns that Selena needs 3 ingredients to create a time travel spell, consisting of Rumpelstiltskin's brain, David's courage, and Regina's heart. When Regina summons her mother in order to discover her history with Selena, Cora possesses Mary Margaret, who is able to witness her own mother Eva's cruel past towards Cora. The group then work out that Selena wants to travel back and kill Eva for revealing her baby's secret to Prince Leopold. Selena later curses Hook, so that if he kisses Emma, she will lose her powers, which are simultaneously being strengthened by Regina's teaching. Mary Margaret later finds Henry's fairy tale book again, understanding that this allowed Emma's memories to be restored originally. Though Emma wants Henry to have a normal life, she decides that he must know the truth and gives him the book, restoring his memories. After Regina kisses Henry, the curse is broken and the residents' missing memories are returned. They learn that Selena has a pendant on her that enables her to focus her magic, and only a strong light magic user, like Emma, can stop her. Soon after, Mary Margaret goes into labor. Emma and Hook attempt to stop Selena before she could come and claim the child, but she has Gold drown him in a bucket of water, forcing Emma to kiss him and lose her magic to save his life. Selena then steals Mary Margaret's newborn son and begins to enact her time travel spell. Ultimately, Regina defeats her using light magic and takes the pendant, though she spares Selena. However, Gold later visits Selena in her cell and kills her in revenge for Neil's death. Unbeknownst to everyone, a green mist flows from her pendant and reenacts the time travel spell. Emma and Hook accidentally fall into it and end up in the Enchanted Forest of the past, and incidentally interrupt Prince Charming and Snow White's first meeting. They go to Rumpelstiltskin, who agrees to recreate the time travel spell while they ensure that Charming and Snow would fall in love. After a few mishaps, which included Emma being thrown in the Evil Queen's dungeon, they managed to set history back on its proper course, though Emma had freed one of the Queen's prisoners who was due to be executed. Deciding to take the prisoner back to the present, Emma and Hook return to Rumpelstiltskin for the fairy wand that can recreate the time travel spell, but it can only be done by a magic user who had used the spell before. the Dark One then imprisons the trio in his vault containing dark magics too powerful for him to use. However, Emma regains her magic upon realizing that home is with her family and open the time portal and they return to the present. As the Charmings formally name their newborn son in honor of Neil, Rumpelstiltskin is there and reveals how it affects him by touching his nose, a past scene that his son did when he was but a baby to his father. Later, as everyone is happy, Belle and Rumpelstiltskin have a private wedding with Archie and Belle's father Mo and say beautiful vows to each other that touches on everyone in this scene. Later the prisoner is revealed to be Maid Marian, who is reunited with Robin Hood and his son Roland, shattering his relationship with Regina. And worse, unknown to everyone, an urn from Rumpelstiltskin's vault had returned with them, releasing Elsa, the Snow Queen. Cast and characters. Regular: Guinevere Goodwin as Snow White, Mary Margaret Blanchard, Jennifer Morrison as Emma Swan, Lana Parrilla as Regina the Evil Queen Regina Mills, Josh Dallas as Prince Charming David Nolan, Emily de Raven as Belle, Colin Adenogu as Captain Killian Hook Jones, Michael Raymond James as Balefire Neil Cassidy, Jard Gilmore as Henry Mills, Robert Carlyle as Rumpelstiltskin Mr. Gold recurring guest, Jamie Chung as Mulan, Stephen Lord as Malcolm, Sunny Mabry as Glinda, Anastasia Griffith as Princess Abigail Catherine Nolan, Tony Amendola as Geppetto Marco, Ethan Embry as Greg Mendel Owen Flynn, Sonequa Martin Green as Tamara. Episodes. Production, development. On May 10, 2013, ABC renewed Once Upon a Time for a third season, which premiered on September 29, 2013. The same month, it was revealed that the season will feature crossover episodes connecting with the upcoming spin-off series Once Upon a Time in Wonderland. In August 2013, it was announced that the season would be split into two parts, with the first 11 episodes premiering from September 29 to December 2013, while the second half were broadcast from March 9 to May 2014. The first 11 episodes were set primarily in Neverland. Co-creators Adam Horowitz and Edward Kitsis spoke about the setting of the third season, stating, "Neverland is a land of belief, a land of imagination, and a land where all our main characters are being stripped down to their core. Unregistered trademark S really allowing us, as writers, to dig deep into who they are and to push them forward to new places. I think being in Neverland is going to have a profound effect on each of the characters. Unregistered trademark S really fun to see these characters and dig deep this year and explore what Unregistered trademark S like for Emma to be with her parents. Neverland is really a place where we can sit down and think about that." The two also noted that Peter Pan will feature in the season but will be a more complicated version of the character, with Kitsis saying, "We have not yet met Peter Pan and we have not yet seen Neverland, and that is where we're going." In a further interview, Horowitz stated, "Well, for us, Neverland is kind of a place that makes you confront your past. It's sort of the heart of darkness, and to be a 200-year-old person, because you don't grow up there, you have to keep yourself amused. However long Peter Pan has been there and for whatever reason he has been there, we intend to reveal our take on that and on the legend of Peter Pan. We have a way that it intertwines with our Once Upon a Time mythology that we're really excited to unveil." At Disney's D23 Expo event, the creators hinted at romantic sparks between Emma Swan and Captain Hook, and revelations about how Hook became a pirate. On March 10, 2014, the producers revealed that they may look ahead at incorporating characters from the films The Princess and the Frog, Brave, and Frozen in future episodes, possibly towards the end of the third season if they get the green light from Disney. Later that month, it was announced that the season finale will air on May 11, 2014 and have a duration of 2 hours. Casting. In May 2013, it was revealed that Season 2 regular Mia Hannah would be departing the show to star in CBS's upcoming sci-fi drama Intelligence. However, Orr stated that she would still be open for more episodes on the show as a guest member. Orr later made appearances in episodes 12 and 13 of the season. The same month, it was announced that Michael Raymond James had been promoted from a recurring cast member to a series regular for the season. In July 2013, it was reported that Giancarlo Esposito would be returning to the series, following his absence from Season 2. In the same month, it was announced that the role of Robin Hood had been recast from Tom Ellis to Sean Maguire. Adam Horowitz stated, "Although we love Tom Ellis, unfortunately he wasn't a Euro-unregistered trademark T available. We remain huge fans of his, but because we have an arc planned for the character, we had to move forward." British actor Robbie Kay played the role of the villain for the first half of the season, Peter Pan. On July 29, it was reported that Rose McIver had been cast as Tinker Bell. Adam Horowitz and Edward Kitsis teased an unexpected introduction for the well-known character, saying, "It's taking the icon and putting our spin on it. How we introduce her, and who she is hopefully going to be surprising because we're going to find she has a surprising connection to someone." For Episode 5, Bernard Currie played a guest role as Captain Hook's brother Liam, while a member of the Lost Boys called Devon was portrayed by Skylar Gisondo. Joanna Garcia was cast as Ariel from The Little Mermaid. On September 3, 2013, Gil McKinney was cast in the recurring role of Prince Eric. On October 18, 2013, it was revealed that the American musician Marilyn Manson would voice the character of the Shadow. On October 21, British actor Stephen Lord was announced to be playing Rumpelstiltskin's father, Malcolm. He featured in the 8th and 11th episodes of the season. For the second half of the season, Alexandra Metz was cast as Rapunzel, who will be rescued by Prince Charming. Rose McGowan will return as a young Cora for the season's 18th episode, while the introduction of a young King Leopold as a prince played by Eric Lang, and the return of Princess Eva will also be featured. Charles Meshaw was cast as Blackbeard in January 2014, to appear in one episode as an enemy of Captain Hook. In February 2014, a casting call was opened for an actress in her mid to late 20s to recur as Glinda the Good Witch, who is described as elegant, warm and benevolent, as well as wise, clever and shrewd. However, years of isolation have made her lonely and cautious though at her core, she is steadfastly filled with optimism. It was later announced that Sunny Mabry was cast as the character. After Once Upon a Time in Wonderland was cancelled, it was reported that Michael Socha, who plays the Knave of Hearts, was in talks to join the main cast in Season 4. On April 2014, it was confirmed that Michael Socha will become a regular for Once Upon a Time's 4th season. Promotion. On September 12, 2013, ABC released the original cast promotional photos for the season. However, due to fan backlash, the photos were removed. Instead, new photos were promoted via social networking outlets with the tagline "Save Henry." Filming. Set in Neverland, filming of the first half of Season 3 was shot in a versatile set inside a Vancouver soundstage, redressed to represent up to 12 different tropical locales, including the camps of Peter Pan, Mr. Gold and the other residents of Storybrooke. The expensive set took a month to construct and was inspired by both Disney's animated Peter Pan movie and the Ewok village from Return of the Jedi. Foliage wrangler Sarah McCulloch spoke of the setup saying, "It took us 5 days to assemble all the plants. We have 200 real plants that have to be watered and pruned every day and heated at night, 30 actual tree stumps and 450 fake branches to which silk leaves were added." The Storybrooke scenes were again shot in Stuyvesant, British Columbia, Canada. Ratings, US Live Ratings, References. External links, official website.